Yeah, well, I just know that in this world, no matter where you are on the earth, if you know something you're not supposed to know and you talk about it, you're a dead man. I know that. I've understood that for a long time. That's true in Japan, it's true in Russia, it's true in Africa, it's true all over the world. If you know something you're not supposed to know, and if they find out that you know, then you're going to be dead somehow.
How did you avoid that fate then? Is it because, and I've asked David this before, is it because you got very well known very quickly? Was that the reason?
Well, it's very simple. If you are well known and people know you and people respond to your name and they want to hear you, and if you are now using that celebrity to talk about things you're not supposed to, that gets to a lot of people very quickly because you're well known, you're famous, and you're well known, and people will listen. If somebody off the street says that on a talk show, talks about something that's very, very volatile and important, that's marginal. Nobody's going to know who he is. Nobody cares. It was just his thought. But if you get somebody very famous saying it, no, that's different. You're attracting a lot of people with information you're not supposed to. So I think it depends on the person, how famous they are and how important they are and how well liked they are as to what you can and cannot say.
Well, there you have it. And this is what I've been going on about in terms of mainstream artists who don't open their pie holes because they know. If they say what they're not supposed to say, what is well known among all of us, that the trouble that we're in the fight of our lives, and if people open their mouth about something, if they're like a George Clooney or Beyonce, or they strut their stuff, they're spectacles for the man, they're just spectacles for the man, and they know they don't open their mouth, even though I mean, if they don't know what the hell is going on with Fukushima, fine, but there's other problems on the planet that they would be able to understand, but they don't open their pie holes because they know they're going to be thrown under the bus. I mean, you look with Kennedy. He tried to expose the Federal Reserve fiasco. He said that he was going to audit the gold, and the next thing you know, his brains are on the back seat of a car, and his wife is freaking out in the back seat in Texas. So the point is, I thought I'd put this up because I keep putting up videos about why don't they open their mouths. And Jordan Maxwell, who's an astute scholar on the epistemology of language, or the I don't know what you call that, the origin of language and knowing where words come from. He is somewhat of a well-known character. He's not a celebrity like a Clooney or anyone in the public eye. I mean, some people listen to him, but this is our problem. And I wanted to just say, I had a conversation with Billy Johnson, and we have a weekly wrap. We talk about stuff. Billy Johnson is a hardcore somebody who knows what's going on with Fukushima. He's a Fuku guy who understands that we're in the fight for our lives. And we talked about the idea of panic. I said that the panic will happen. Actually, I want to adjust that. I think the panic has happened. And the panic is the docility, how docile the population has become. I think this is the panic. What I was looking for was a panic, that we're going to panic. I don't think there will be a panic of any proportion, in the sense that I think a panic would manifest itself as in people totally outraged by the atrocities being committed against them, not somebody else. It's like, first they came for the gypsies, then they came for the Catholics, then they came for the Aboriginals, then they came for whoever, and then they came for me, and there was nobody left to defend me, that idea. And I think we're down to nobody left already. We're at the nobody left stage. And with Fukushima, the destruction of the Pacific Ocean, which is 50–60% of our oxygen, we're not going to have any air to breathe over the next 25, 30, 40 years. It's going to look very bleak. And I think that the panic has occurred, and the people that could speak out won't speak out because they will be annihilated by the man whoever that man, whoever that organization is, who is that pharaoh in the background that actually runs the show. I am a nobody in terms of having a voice. If I say Fukushima is the destruction of everything, the destroyer of worlds, Fukushima, the logo that I refer to, the Bhagavad Gita, the Mahabharata, the Hindu scriptures that identify that we're in the fight for our lives. It always was an internal fight to come to terms with ourselves, our inner true selves. This is the battle that we've been fighting, and we've lost that battle. We appear to have lost that battle. And the people that are held up, the people of spectacle, the stars, the Neil Youngs, the David Suzuki's, the people that are supposedly the stars of our age, the stars of spectacles, don't speak out. Well, the reason they don't speak out is exactly why this man, Jordan Maxwell, has said that they're going to kill you. And he's probably right. That's how it works. So I just thought that I wanted to just talk about the idea of what I talked with Billy Johnson about, the idea of the panic. The panic is actually happening right now. We are in a state of panic, and the panic is anything but what we thought the panic would look like, what I thought the panic would look like. The panic is manifested in a complete docile state. Humanity has become docile. It has been completely eradicated. That passion, that feeling of wanting to live, that desire to be of value to each other, to another human being, has been completely eradicated as a communal effort. This panic is in fact happening as I speak. We are in a state of panic, people, and it's called docileness, docility, if that is a word. Maybe Jordan Maxwell can correct me on docility. The panic is us being docile.